Over the last 5 years, there's been exponential growth in the telecom sector, largely from the hyperscalers or the FANGs as they're sometimes called these days. There's been an enormous amount of new infrastructure demand, and actually those guys have built it largely themselves rather than by using service providers.
What I witnessed with the change is regarding to the telco is we became more digitalized from the operator side of it. So merging to new services, you can name it from IoT is one of part of the new services, more digitalized, giving more services to customers from anywhere. And we've seen a lot of mobile payment system, which is emerging technology as well within Telecom.
Well, actually in the developed market, there is unfortunately no growth anymore. The growth is gone. We actually have seen a reduction of ARPUs and of revenues, and that is really actually probably the most serious issue in our industry.
The operators reacted differently. Some operators have chosen to cooperate with some of the tech guys. Some operators started to work on their own digital services.
Yeah, operators reacted to this change, I think, by bringing new technology or innovation as a part of the operation.
Operators have recognised this challenge and are building larger and bigger networks, especially on the terrestrial side, but much of the subsea capacity is now being built by the FANGs and the hyperscalers.
Operators really went through various rounds of cost reduction, but they have not found yet really new revenue sources, and that for me is the major challenge which we're going to face in the coming years.
Long haul and ultra long haul networks have been built very successfully and updated very successfully over the last 20 years or so. There's an enormous amount of latent capacity still available across the Atlantic and the Pacific and across the continents. The area that really needs focus, to my view, is those aggregation networks within country that create greater reach and greater connectivity for the smaller consumer organisations.
To build the next generation network is based on the services, because this is 21st century, we're living on services. So the network, for example, 5G will have that. And by the time we have 5G, how do we deliver new services to the customers? This is what counts. How do we bring value to the customers, to end users, to enterprise, end to end? That's what I believe in.
I personally believe actually in technology leadership. So after having spent a lot of money on 3G, 4G, now 5G is going to come up. I think these investments were absolutely needed, but 5G is going to change the way how we operate in the future. And that again is going to put up quite a lot of challenges for operators.
The future networks should deliver the services that add value, that make the lives of customers easier throughout their day.
Operators need to deliver the smart city as a main tool, and other services which is unknown services, which is undiscovered businesses, I would say that, because let's say insurance, healthcare, especially healthcare is struggling. As operators, how do we deliver that service on top of 5G? That's the message I would send for operators.
The future network services are going to have to be very dynamic. They're going to be on demand. There will be lots of over-the-top players competing against the traditional infrastructure-based players, and that will be a challenge for all of us in the infrastructure space. That battle will largely be won on service and quality of service and speed to provision, and those are the areas that we're going to have to focus on in order to win that business.
I think there will be a lot around gaming, virtual reality, probably medicine. I mean, everybody talks about autonomous cars. Frankly speaking, I think the sky is the limit. Let's be surprised.